Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. Big King Sadiq hollering back at you. All right. So, part 2, turning the corner. So, I know I've stated several times, right, how much use we have gotten to living in a low vibrational frequency, living in low vibrational frequency existence on this planet. As a paradigm, right, collectively, we've had to endure and suffer through that. Now, I think many of us can identify with being so used to things turning out bad that it's difficult to perceive things turning out good, right? And that's essentially the focus of this, is that as difficult as it may be, we've got to fight through that so that we have a clear enough perception to realize there's cause for celebration, right? Amidst all of this focus on negativity and fear-driven agendas, right? We've got to realize that so many individuals have gone through a profound and beautiful spiritual awakening that has changed not only their lives individually, but collectively has contributed to a mass awakening, right? And that has allowed us to put forth immense amounts of beautiful, positive energy and thought patterns that are directed at positive outcomes. And that's what I'm essentially making this video for, folks. It's time for us to realize, you know, I'll go back to something. I like movie references, right? So I'm sure a lot of you have seen that movie from years back, From Dusk Till Dawn, right? And there was a part in the movie where the old man, the preacher, says to one of the brothers, I believe the one named Seth, he says, "Are you too stupid to realize when you've won?" And, you know, Seth just says, "What?" You know, like really shocked at what he says. And then he says it, he looks him in the eye, right? Gets his attention and says, I think he may have even phrased it a little differently. He may have even said something like, "Are you so much of a dumbass," right, that you can't recognize when you won? And Seth had to ponder that for a moment. And you just saw it come over his face, right? The revelation that, yeah, I have one, right? And that's the moment I'm after for us, because, yeah, we have one. True indeed. Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect is a reality, right? Months ago, you heard me spewing this, those of you who were chiming in, right? And we talked about beginning a movement. And, you know, at the same time, there were a lot of other people on the planet who were starting their own movements, right? Their own positive, high vibrational frequency movements, right? And all the while, we may not have realized we were galvanizing together, right? And that galvanizing of positive energy, that galvanizing of thought patterns focused on positive outcomes, right, is what has pushed us over the precipice, right? Pushed us over the edge. It's what has given us the opportunity that we need to take right now to turn the corner. So, what I mean by that and what that really looks like is let's change our focus. 2020 thus far has been about the uncovering of a great many things that were hidden that have severely negatively impacted us, right? A whole lot of dirt brought to light, right? And that's going to continue to happen because the year ain't over yet, and this year is all about that, right? However, we have benefited from that uncovering of light, of truth, right? So much that, again, we have the opportunity now, right now, not tomorrow, not 10 years from now. We have the beautiful, unique opportunity right now to galvanize all people with no separation through race, no separation through religion, no separation through sex or age or any means in which we previously discriminated against one another, right? Now we have the opportunity to truly be what we've always been. Beautiful fractals of source energy, right? We are all of the same energy from the same source. Just so many beautiful different expressions and so many beautiful different packages, right? That's all it is, folks. That's all it is. We've been tripping for a long time, but we've been tripping because, again, there are nefarious forces who have been at work, right? Individuals, groups, and organizations that have benefited immensely from the negativity of this old paradigm that we're saying goodbye to, right? Who are clinging desperately onto it still and trying to keep your attention diverted from the fact that they've lost and that they actually are powerless at this point. I'm not lying to you, folks. Look at me. Do your research. Free-thinking research, not what they steer you to through multimedia. Get in there and dig and find the truth of what's going on the planet right now. People are waking up. Yeah, we know there's lockdowns and all these desperate attempts, again, that I just stated, these desperate attempts by those who are attempting to cling to and hold on to the old paradigm. But they're just that. Desperate, fleeting attempts that will soon be remembered as and amount to homage. Pardon me. Great tree, right? Got to pay homage. So, these folks, these entities and energies who have nothing but negative, evil, ill intent, low vibrational frequency, energy to add to the mix, and intentions to keep that old foul paradigm around. They're clinging desperately to it. And all of this stuff is just a manifestation of that, of their desperateness, right? That's all it is, man, all of it. This pandemic that they planned, who knows how long ago they planned it. We know they've copywritten it since 2006. That's plain, and anybody can investigate that. Coronaviruses, all the strains, the vaccines that they plan on forcing on folks, all this stuff was copywritten back in 2006, 14 years ago. But Again, who knows how long ago they actually planned it. These increases in police brutality and increases in abuse by authority all around the world are not accidental, but are in fact, again, part of that plan, those desperate attempts to keep a fear-driven agenda in place, to keep you at a low vibrational frequency state, the lowest in fact, fear, right? To make you feel so helpless and powerless that you completely externalize your sovereign power to a group of individuals who don't even hide the fact that they plan on wiping you out wholesale. Think of how foolish that is of us. These people have carved in stone that they have intentions on minimizing the population, decreasing the population to 500 million and maintaining it at no higher than that. Folks, they want billions of us gone. So this is the desperate agenda that they're holding on to. So why would we be foolish enough to just follow right along with they want to follow along? How foolish is it if I walk up to you, right, or you've known me, I express to you, listen, you done this to me, I hold a grudge, I want to kill you. Doesn't necessarily have to be with a gun or a knife or all of a sudden. In fact, I wouldn't mind doing it slow. But either way, you gotta go. Now, if I walk up to you and tell you that, and then turn around and give you advice to respond to some problem or some panic that I've created in your life, and you follow my advice, how big of a fool are you? Right? Come on, man, we're better than this. We gotta wake up. Don't give them your power. Period. It's over. Say goodbye to that old cabal, their manipulation over these puppet politicians. That's all they are. Literally, that's all they are, is puppet politicians, right? Pranksters in suits that get up and speak eloquently sometimes. Sometimes they don't even manage that. But get up and speak eloquently and tell you a bunch of lies and make you a bunch of promises that it doesn't even really take long to see that they were lies, right? And that when they don't come to fruition. And we continue to play that game and have played that game with them for so long that people have become addicted to it and refuse to see the fallacy of it. The government you elect are just figures. They're just figureheads, holding positions in suits and skirts and dresses, looking nice on TV and professional and serious when they gather into their forums, and they accomplish nothing for your benefit. The problems that plague this world and that have plagued us for so long could have been solved before they began, quite honestly, but could have been solved so long ago. Look at the massive amounts of money, capital, resources, human beings that we put forth toward the effort of war and war making and domination of other people and other countries and other beings around this planet. We're talking about unfathomable resources diverted over decades and decades and decades. We've been in the war business. And the elites on this planet have been in that business for as far back as history goes. All to keep their paradigm to keep them in power, right? When are we going to say enough is enough? Well, a whole lot of us, it comes to find out, have said enough. A whole lot of people are waking up and saying enough is enough. They don't want you to know that. The news won't focus on it, right? The star-driven entertainment industry won't focus on that, right? Anybody who's in their pocket, which is quite a few, especially when we're talking about people who are in the spotlight, they're not going to focus on the truth. They're not going to tell you there's millions of people across the planet going through spiritual awakenings. They're not going to tell you that there's millions of people across the planet who are organizing and saying no to these vaccines. They're not going to tell you that there's millions of people across the planet who are waking up and having no faith in these governments who have not represented our best interests in so long that it's a joke to think that they have. People are waking up. We're not behaving like a group of immature children who can be simply swept up and misled by the adults, right? We're not being misled in that way anymore. People are waking up and they're saying no. And quite honestly, that's the revolution right there with those two words. Everything else will fall into place, because in order for you to say it, you got to think it. In order for you to think it, you have to be thinking freely. You have to be free in your mind. And once you've become free in your mind and your heart and soul follow, right? Or maybe they lead the way, should I say, rather. When you are able to be free and sovereign and form the thought, then the words, no, then we put a stop to all of this. I mean, think about it, really. Think about even just, let's consider the mask wearing issue. Folks, we got more people who are fear-driven, who are out here policing free-thinking people that are saying, well, I don't need to walk around with a mask on 24/7, right? We have more people who are saying, who are pointing the finger of them with that old Salem witch lynching mob mentality, right? And saying that they're the reason why we're continuing to suffer from this pandemic. Now, folks, you got to think how sick that is. We have people who are actually focusing their anger on people who are refusing to follow the advice of those that gave us this pandemic to deal with, rather than the people who gave it to you. Why is there no outrage that we were lied to when they told us, oh, this crazy disease sprung up out of nowhere from people eating bats and this and that, and all the rumors that spread around? We know that, right? But all that paranoia and all those lies, when in reality, they created it in a laboratory setting and then went out and patented it and didn't even hide it. They count on your ignorance so much to not know it. They count on you to be so ignorant that you don't realize or know that the common cold is technically a coronavirus. So when you go and you get tested and you have these positives that shouldn't be coming up positive, you know why? You could have a common cold. Folks, we got to pay attention. There have been Numerous doctors. You run, every time you get sick, you go run to a doctor. Now you got tons of doctors who are pointing the finger and telling on those doctors who are going along with this agenda, right? And they're educating us to how this has been implemented, the fact that there's actually a means to curing it, and what the plans are contrary to that cure, but rather toward their massive vaccination agenda. Doctors are telling you this, and you still refuse to believe it. But many aren't. Many aren't refusing to believe anymore. Many are doing their research on their own and don't even need, before there is a video that tells them from a doctor or anyone else that this is going on. They've done the research to find out themselves what's going on. Because people are waking up. So let's no longer be in love with us losing, because you've won. Enough of us have already waken up. Enough of us have already said no, that the old paradigm is done. It's over. We cannot go back from here. And we're not going forward into the paradigm that follows the agenda that keeps them in power, that keeps free people subjugated, that keeps us all in pain, misery, and in fact, we follow their plans, either dead or in bondage, right? Well, we're not. We're saying no. And because of that, you've already won. But you gotta realize it. Don't walk around here sad. Don't walk around here angry. Don't walk around here paranoid. Don't walk around here pointing the finger at your fellow human being walking down the street, no matter what they got on their face. Accept their unconditional love and return it with unconditional love. That's what gets us over this. And that is the truth. And folks, quite honestly, if you just take a look at what's being forced upon you, that's what they're trying to prevent. They don't want you coming together. They don't even want you walking down the street saying what's up to each other. Saying hi. How you doing? Oh man, isn't the weather nice? Because that's connection. Connection of a higher vibrational frequency than they can stand. And that's the bottom line, folks. Let's keep pushing ourselves in this right direction. We're doing it, right? We done it. What? We done it. And let's start celebrating. Let's get back to enjoying life. In fact, let's enjoy it more by knowing every day that you woke up free because you chose that. Not because someone else gave it to you. You chose it. You were born with free will. Now live it. Turn the corner. And you know what we're going to celebrate. Yes. True indeed. Worldwide movement. Peace, love, respect. Big King Sadiq hollering at you one more again. I'm out.